This new YouTube channel has taken a slightly different approach to an old niche, and the results are frankly amazing. They've taken the horror genre, something we've all seen done the same way over and over, and made it feel new again. Instead of the usual jump scares or loud noises, they use an analog horror style with old VHS-style footage, fake TV broadcasts, and creepy retro sounds to build a slow, creeping sense of dread. It's like watching something from the past you were never meant to see. But somehow this is working so well that the channel has already gained over 50,000 subscribers in just their first month. If you take a closer look at the channel, you'll notice some of their videos are pulling in hundreds of thousands of views, with one even hitting 1 million views in just 2 weeks. That's how viral this niche is right now. The best part about this whole thing is that the niche has very little competition, and the videos are surprisingly easy to make. So if you're thinking of starting a faceless channel, this might just be the goldmine you've been looking for. This kind of content is highly monetizable, and you can create videos using completely free AI tools. If you're curious about monetization, simply install a tool like NextLev from the Chrome store. Don't worry, it's totally free to install. Then refresh the page, and you should see monetization status. But these tools aren't always right, so you need to check it with another tool like YouTube Monetization Checker. Just make sure you've installed the extension from the Chrome Web Store and go back to the channel page. Select this extension icon and hit this Check This Channel button. Within a few seconds, you'll know whether the channel is monetized or not. As you can see, this channel is completely monetized, so the only other thing you need to think about is how to create this style of video. But that's where I come in. I'm going to simplify the entire process of creating analog horror videos in just a few easy steps. I'll guide you through everything, from coming up with eerie concepts to crafting scripts that keep viewers glued to the screen. Then, we'll move on to creating voiceovers like the ones this channel uses, followed by generating the images for the video. Finally, I'll take you through a full course on editing this style of video. To make things easier, I'm going to make every prompt that will be used inside this video available in a Google Doc that you can find on my Discord server. Just head over to the prompts channel and search for the name Dead Signal VHS, and the link will be available on that card. If you want access to the background sounds and all the files I'll be using, simply check the Files channel. You can find the link to the Discord server down below in the description of this video. And hey, if you find this helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps me out and keeps me motivated to keep dropping more tutorials like this. To give you a quick glimpse of what we're about to create in this video, check out this short demo I made using the exact same strategy I'm about to walk you through.
This is an emergency message from the Tri-County Child Welfare and Family Safety Bureau. Please remain calm and listen closely. If you have a child under the age of 3 and are currently using a baby monitor, particularly audio-only models manufactured before 2022, please deactivate the device immediately. Do not attempt to reset it. Do not speak into it. Remove the batteries and place the monitor outside your home. This is not a product recall. This is a containment protocol. As of 7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, several families across the district have reported unusual auditory disturbances coming from their baby monitors. These disturbances began as static, then progressed to soft, rhythmic breathing. Parents described it as sounding too close, as if someone were just inches from the microphone, even while the child was visibly asleep and alone. Roughly 1 hour after the initial breathing was heard, the monitors began transmitting speech. The first word is always the name of the parent, not mommy or daddy, your actual name, spoken slowly and incorrectly. The inflection is always slightly off, like the voice is reading your name from paper it doesn't understand. Some say it sounds curious, others say it sounds hungry.
Now, the first step is to come up with topics for your videos. You can start by checking out what kind of topics similar channels are creating. But to make things easier, I've put together a prompt that simplifies this process. First, head over to the Google Doc I mentioned earlier and look for this heading. Copy the full prompt and paste it into your preferred text generator. Feel free to use whichever one you prefer, but I'll be using ChatGPT for this demonstration, so go ahead and paste the prompt. You don't need to change much. Simply replace this with the number of titles you want the AI to generate. In this case, I'm going to go with 20. Once that's done, hit enter and wait for your topics to be generated. Look through the topics and pick whichever one that you prefer. This one about the baby monitor seems interesting and scary enough, so I'm going to use it. But in case you don't find one that you like, feel free to regenerate for a whole new batch of topics. The next step is to generate the script. Head back to the Google Doc and look for this heading. Copy the prompt and paste it inside ChatGPT. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind is that these videos are typically quite short, so you don't need to worry about specifying the word count. Simply scroll down to the bottom till you find this topic placeholder. Then copy whichever topic you selected. In this case, I'll go ahead and copy mine. All that's left is to replace the placeholder with your selected topic, then hit enter and wait for the AI to generate the script. The scripts typically come out looking alright, but AI isn't perfect, so I recommend going through to identify and correct any mistakes. Also, you don't need to include the text inside the square brackets when creating the voiceover. Now onto the voiceover. The channel we're modeling uses some form of old telephone-style voiceover, so you'll need to create something similar. However, most text-to-speech platforms can't create that style of narration. The best way is to first create the voiceover with your preferred tool, and then edit the result to get the style of narration that you want. So go to your favorite voiceover tool. Free users can use Clipchamp for the narration. Their voices are pretty decent, so feel free to check them out. For paid users, 11 Labs works perfectly, so I'll be using that. The first thing you need to do is to find a voice character. So head over to their voice library and browse through the available voices till you find whatever voice you prefer. To make things easier, you can use the filters. Just make sure you select your preferred language. In this case, I'll choose English, an American accent, set the gender to male, and select the age range for the voice. A deep and calm voice works great for this niche, so you can choose middle-aged or old. This mostly depends on your personal preference. Listen to a few samples until you find one that works for you, and choose that. Now paste the narration and hit generate. Listen to the results, and then make any changes to the settings. This particular voice is too slow, so I'll increase the speed and try regenerating again. It's considerably better now, so it's time to move on to the next step, which is to edit the voiceover. There are a number of tools that you can use to edit the voiceover, so feel free to use your preferred one, but I prefer Audacity as it works perfectly. It's open source, so you can use it completely free of charge. Additionally, it's available for both Windows and Mac, making it a perfect choice for the job. Make sure it's installed and then open it. The interface may look intimidating if you don't know what to do, but you don't need to focus on anything else besides what I'm going to show you. The first thing you need to do is add the voiceover that was generated with 11 Labs. Simply drag and drop it inside the application like this. If you want to listen to any changes you've made, all you have to do is hit the play button. Now the next thing you need to do is make sure the track is selected by simply clicking it like this. Then go to Effect, EQ and Filters, and select Filter Curve. Now you can play with this line and preview the results, but to simplify things, go to Presets and Settings, Factory Presets, and select Telephone. This makes the voice sound like it's coming from an old telephone. You can hit Preview to listen to the results before applying any changes. Now if you look at the sound waves, you'll notice that they look smaller than before, which means the volume will be lesser as well. You can fix this easily, but that won't be necessary as you need to add one more effect. Go back to Effect, EQ, and Filters, and this time select Graphic EQ. This part depends on how you want your voiceover to sound, so play around with these sliders till the voiceover sounds just right. Don't forget that you can hit Preview to listen to any changes you make. Once you've found a setting that works for your voiceover, you need to save it so you can use it for any future voice editing. You can do the same thing to the filter curve that we modified earlier. Just go to Presets and Settings and select Save Preset, give it an easily recognizable name, and hit OK to save. Now hit this button to apply your changes to the voiceover. This sounds alright and the volume is also high enough, but in case the volume is still low, simply go to Effect, Volume and Compression, and select Amplify. Simply hit Apply, and as you can see, the sound waves are larger now. So you can go ahead and export the voiceover as a WAV or MP3 file. The next step is to get images for the video. The channel we're modeling uses these solid images for their videos, so you need similar style images for your story. You can do this in two ways. The first one is to go to a website like Flaticon and search for exactly what you want. So if you want a warning image, simply search and choose this option for solid images. Select the one you want and hit this edit icon. Now you can change the color to white and download it at the highest available PNG resolution. You can do this for any other images that you need, but there may be cases where the particular image you need isn't available. That's where the second option becomes very necessary. Go to the Google Doc and copy this image prompt. Then go ahead and paste it inside ChatGPT. Before you make any changes here, you need to understand something. Simply asking the AI to generate a specified number of image prompts for your entire narration doesn't work too well. It'll usually miss some very important scenes in your narration. Instead, it's better to give the AI a sentence or two, and then ask it to create an appropriate image prompt. So that's exactly what this prompt is created to do. Scroll down to the bottom and replace this placeholder with the sentence or paragraph that you need an image prompt for. I'll use this first sentence, hit enter, and wait for the prompt. The next step is to generate the image. You can use Leonardo AI or any image generator that you prefer, but Google's ImageFX works perfectly and is completely free, so I'll go with that one. Go ahead and paste the prompt and then choose your preferred aspect ratio. You can choose any aspect ratio, but square is perfect for this style of image. So hit create and wait for the image to be ready. check out some of these images. The best part is that most of the images already have a dark background, so you don't need to make them transparent. In case you have an image like this with a grayish background, simply drop it inside a tool like Adobe Background Remover, and it'll clean it up perfectly for you. Another way to do this is to drop the image inside Photopea. Select the magic wand tool and click on the background. Hit delete, and just like that, the background is gone. Now you can export the image as a PNG file. You don't need to enhance the resolution of the images for this niche, but in case you want to, feel free to use upscale with a Y. I'm not going to go through the process as it's pretty straightforward. But once all the files are ready, it's time to move on to editing the video. You can use Premiere Pro or any other video editor you want, but CapCut is perfect if you want to use the same effects as the channel we're modeling. So open CapCut and import all your files, including the narration and images, then drag and drop the voiceover inside the timeline. If it has long pauses like this one, go through and remove them all. To make things easier, keep playing it to ensure that you're removing just enough for the narration to still flow and sound naturally. Unfortunately, CapCut doesn't have a shortcut to simplify this process, so it has to be done manually. However, these videos are quite short, so it shouldn't take too much of your time. Audacity can help with this process as well. I'm not going to go through how to do that, but you can check the process in this video, which should pop up at the top. Just skip to the part about Audacity. Once you're done cleaning up the voiceover, it's time to add the images. But before that, you need to specify the aspect ratio for your video. Usually we'd select 16:9 for long-form videos, but the channel we're modeling uses 4:3 aspect ratio, so I'll select that. Feel free to choose whichever aspect ratio you prefer for your videos, and then bring in your first image. Scale it down to something like this, and trim or extend it according to the narration. Don't forget to keep playing it while you bring in the other images. I'll quickly speed through arranging the images to the end. This looks alright, so we can move on to the next step. Head over to Effects and search for TV lines. CapCut has both free and pro versions of the effect, so you can choose one. The only real difference is that the pro version includes settings that can be modified. So drag it onto the timeline and extend it to match the duration of your video. You can also play around with the settings, but that all depends on your preference. Next, you need to look for the rebound swing effect. Drop it onto the timeline and extend it as well. As you can see, it's added this movement effect to the video. Feel free to play around with the settings. Maybe decrease the speed and size, like I said earlier. This all depends on your personal preference. Now it's time to generate captions for the video, so go to Text, Auto Captions, and hit Generate. Give it a few seconds and the caption should be ready. These effects are below the captions, so I'll move them above. Also, if you have this issue at any point in the captions, extend it to match the voiceover. Now with the caption selected, go to Template and look through the available options. Most of these are paid, so you can choose whichever one that fits your subscription. Alternatively, you can go to Animation, Captions, and select one of the animations. The channel we're modeling doesn't use any of these, but let me show you what they do instead. First, you need to go to Basic and choose a font. The one I'm going to choose is called VCR-EAZ. It's available for free with a simple Google search. The text seems curved, which is understandable since I moved the TV lines effect above the captions. So I'll quickly drag it below, scale the captions slightly, and move them to somewhere like this. Feel free to increase the line spacing, but that depends on your personal preference. You can also change the font color to red to mimic our model channel. This is looking pretty cool, so it's time to add some glitches. For that, you need to go to Transitions, Glitches, and choose the ones that you want. You don't need to drop the glitches between images. Instead, you split one like this, and then drop the glitch effect between the two. This makes it look like the image is glitching instead of transitioning to another image. You can even increase how long the glitch will last by extending the duration. Repeat this for other parts of the narration, but make sure it's not too much. Feel free to add the glitches between different images if you want to. Once that's done, go to Filters and look through till you find one that fits the vibe that you want. If you don't find one, head over to Adjustment and drop it onto the timeline. Extend it to match the video duration and play around with the settings to find your look. If you don't want the adjustment to affect the color of your font, simply move it below like this. The video is almost ready, but we need to add some sound effects. I'm only going to add two. The first one is the radio-style background noise. So go to Pixabay and choose Sound Effects. Search for radio and test out some of the results till you find one that you like. I've already downloaded one, so I'll add it to the timeline. This will be available in the resource folder I mentioned earlier. Go ahead and trim the end of the sound effect and maybe decrease or increase it depending on your preference. It sounds alright like this, so I'm going to leave it as it is. The second sound effect that we need is glitch. You can download one or as many as you want from the same website and add them to the timeline. I've only got this one, but the best part is that it's got 3 glitch sound effects. So I'll arrange the first glitch sound to match the transitions we used, then split the remaining two and move them to the other glitch transitions. Repeat this for every other place where you included a transition. The video looks good, but if you want to move the images and captions up a bit, select them all and create a compound clip. Now you can drag them up like this, highlight the captions as well and move them here. Once everything looks good, it's time to export the video. You can choose your preferred resolution, but the channel we're modeling exports theirs at 4K. Now, if you found this niche interesting, you definitely won't want to miss these trending niches I've handpicked just for you.